Hello, welcome back. Again, I'm Farmer Samson Oboli. So we'll be looking next into what we call the future of work canvas. Now, I'm sure for some of us, we've heard a whole lot about the future of work, the whole role around technology, what would happen, and all of that. And it's important we start looking at what we do and how technology may play a role. Now, there is a canvas that you can use to check your organization if you're already running, or if, on the other hand, you want to start, you can actually start looking at your process so you know that to ensure that you are best positioned for the future of work. What would work be like in 10 years, in 20 years, in 50 years, in 100 years? So in this, and the canvas has multiple blocks built on the company culture and the business of the company. On one half, we have the value, the people, and the talent, divided by sustainability forming the company culture, and the other half has the sustainability to the customer, the tools, and the technology. So first thing we'll look at is the value. What are your values? What are the brand values? What is your perception? What is the mission and transparency? So meaning, as a company, what are your brand values? What are the things you need us to know you for? What are the things, what is the perception of people around you? So for example, when you hear peak milk, what perception do you have around peak milk? Because you see, whether or not technology evolves and evolves and evolves over time, the perception of people about the company would not change easily. So, for example, I remember when Nokia brought out 3310 again the second time, there were a lot of people that went ahead and bought Nokia 3310, the new brand, because of their perception of the former Nokia 3310. It was a perception that, this was good, so this should be good. This was like this should be like this. So, what is the value of your company? What values does your company abide by? What is the mission of the company? How transparent are you to the outside world about your inner workings and all of that? Next is the people. When you look at the people in your theme right now as a company, is there diversity in hire? Is there equality on how you behave? Can people predict and say, oh, Lagbaja was promoted because of A and B and C, because he did this and did that? Or is it that they do not really understand why things are the way they are? Then, when you look at your company, if you have stayed long for it, if your company has lasted, is there a generational change? So, take for instance, even if your company is just 2 years or 3 years old, do you have, is there, like, what's the word now, your new recruits, is there are your new recruit more of people who came in because those who are here told them to come in? Or use an example where I am right now. We have a lot of interns, and most of the interns that we have is because ex-interns or former interns told the new people in their school that, oh, go there and serve, it is good, go there for your internship. Now what that simply means is there are things they've been told that when they come in, we don't even need to even retell them before they start doing it. Now, when you look at your company, is there a generational thing? Is there something that is passed on automatically from the old to the new because of what they meant on ground? Then, what is the leadership system like amongst the people? What is the workforce demographic? Is it skewed to one religion, skewed to one tribe, skewed to one race, skewed to one thought pattern? All of these things matter as you work on the future of work. Next is your talent. When you look at talent, is this what you consider when it comes to hiring? Or do you look for talent along lines of people that are willing to keep reading? Is your organization set up for lifelong reading? For example, a law firm, people have to keep reading and keep reading. Or is it about something, is your system around talent that has to do with skills and innovation? So these are things you need to look at. So take for instance, as a farmer, do I need people who are talented in farming, or people who are about skills? Or people who are willing to keep relearning as the tide changes. You see, this matters because if you have a workforce of people who believe this is how we've always done it, we cannot change, it simply means that when the new comes along, it will be hard for you to imbibe or introduce the new because they will fight against it. They are the ones that will fight against it. So look at your talent pool. Are they predominantly made up of people who are willing to learn new things? Or are you is your system or your company a kind of company where people need to read? Then do you have a workforce of people that are willing to read? If not, it is going to be an issue. Then next is the sustainability angle. Now, in your sustainability angle, look at the different aspects. Number one, the workplace. What is it about your workplace right now? Is this something that is sustainable? Look at 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Is it sustainable? Or is it processing you are into? Is it production? Is it supply? Is it something that people will keep needing? So let me look for a typical example. We are into tomato production. 10 years from now, will people still need tomatoes? Everything being equal from all the parameters I have seen, the answer is yes. Now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, will people still need, what's the word now? Basil. The answer is yes. Now, will everybody still need sweet basil? The answer is not really yes, because right now, just before I started this class, I realized a lot of people started asking for different varieties of basil. So we are already in the steps of trying to have different varieties of basils on the farm, because everybody may not want same basil. Now, if I am going to have different types of basils on the farm, the people that I am working with must be people that are open to growing different varieties. Not like, no, what we've been growing is sweet basil, we are doing sweet. Don't bring in any other thing. Every other one is a counterfeit. So when you look at sustainability from how is your workplace structured? What is the structure in the work environment? Number one, if you are in production, looking at the way your production is going right now, is it sustainable? Is this something that they are using hoe and cutlass? In 20 years, in 30 years, would you still get hands to carry those hoes and cutlasses? If right now you are into processing and you have people frying your gari manually using the, I don't know what that thing is called that they use for frying and the big pot, is that sustainable? Would you get people that are still able to do that? Or do you need to start thinking what may change, what will change, or what is changing? These matters. Then the next is customer. What is the customer ethics around your products? What is their experience? What is their experience? So when you look at the customers now that are buying from you, what is their ethics? What is their experience? What is their takeaway? Now, that thing they are buying, does it look like what they will keep needing? So let's take, for example, let's say I'm into production of baby food. Now, you would agree with me that the baby food that I serve this baby, I cannot expect this baby will keep taking this thing for another 10 years. But the question is there what's the word now? Have I put a system in place to ensure that when this baby becomes an adult, the baby will still be willing to give his own baby my own baby food? Is that making any sense? So, what is the customer experience? Is this something I am documenting that in case they are deciding to change their mind, I can use their experience to bring them back in? What is their ethics? Next is tools. How do we communicate? How do we collaborate with other people? Is there a way we manage our system externally? So you take, for example, when you look at tools, the company that comes to my mind a lot is Coca-Cola. So you realize that one of the tools they have been able to put in place is having advert for every season. Right now you see advert for Christmas. When it is salad time, they have advert for Christmas. Whatever thing that is happening, they have an advert for that period. So they are able to communicate the spirit of that period. When it is football, they communicate football. When it is boxing, they communicate boxing. So do you have a tool of communication where the customers, remember that this is about the business, how you deal with the externalities, where they feel like we are a part, they know what we are going through. Never making any sense. You see that a lot of businesses during NSARS, some of the big businesses started tweeting things about, oh, we do not support. They did not really say NSARS, but they wanted to look like we are part of the masses. So you see things like, we are for justice and equity. We do not support police brutality. I remember the Americans on when they had the whole, I remember the guy's name that was pressed on the neck till he died by their police. And you see a lot of brands that were coming out trying to reposition of themselves in a way that we are not anti-government, but we are pro-people also, we are pro-life. So the point is, right now, looking at your business, do you have the right tools? Or if you do not have the right tools right now, is your business set up in a way that these tools can easily be integrated into it if need be? Next is technology. So look at systems right now that requires monotonous activity. So maybe every morning there is a place you need to fetch water and go and pour, fetch water and go and pour, fetch water and go and pour. Any monotonous activity you see in your business are areas that it is possible that automation can take over. It is possible that machine learning and AI can take over. It is possible you can start having smart offices and all of that. So you need to start looking at where can technology disrupt in what we do right now. Because if technology is going to be disrupting, which people are going to be displaced? Or if technology is disrupting, do these people have talent or skill enough that they can be redeployed into another area so that they still feel protected within the system, so that they are willing to adopt the technology happily? These are things you look at. Next is, what is the company culture? What is your employee experience working in your company? Are there people does coming to work look like a chore, like, oh God, it's another work day? Or are they excited about coming to work? Do you have flexible working hours? Do you have health and wellness facility like insurance facility? Do they get to pursue their purpose because they are with you? Or are you taking them away from their purpose because they are working in your company? These are the things you need to look at. Because at the end of the day, these technologies most of the time will be controlled by people. And how well your technology is able to integrate into your system and work well depends on the culture of the people that are there. Then you then look at your business. What are the opportunities and threats that are available? What are the business opportunities and threats as technology comes into play, as the systems change and all of that? What would happen to your organizational design? Would this still remain the same way of reporting, or would the reporting need to change? Do we still need to have physical meetings every week, or can we even have Zooms? Do we still need to come and submit our what's the word now? End of the week report, or can we have a Gantt model that we can just type and say this is what we've been able to achieve this week? Or can we have a Notion page where we're able to upload? These are some of the things you look at in your business structure. You also look at your regulatory and compliance system. So what rules are going to change? So maybe before there were some rules and regulations you had in place, e.g., everybody must get to the office by 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. But now you have people working from home. If you are still saying everybody must get to the office by 8 a.m., you are having a rule that does not make sense. So are there rules that might need to change? Are there regulatories that might need to change to conform with the new reality? If tomorrow we have driverless cars, do I still need to say there is a rule that you cannot operate the company car without the company driver? Never making any sense. So these are some of the things you look at. So use all of these to look at your business circumspectively, so that if there is going to be a transformation in the agricultural sector, see if your business is prepared to accept this change, so that the change does not come and it makes you what's the word now? The change makes you outdated, takes you out of the system. So a change that is pushing other people forward becomes what makes your business to stop existing. So this is the future of work canvas. Hope we learned a thing or two. Thank you for watching.